Welcome to Golden Aging Health. Have you ever stepped into someone else's home and immediately felt that deep breath of relief? The air seems lighter, the rooms feel calmer, and without anything fancy, the space just feels fresh. Then you return to your own place, and while it's tidy, you quietly wonder, why doesn't mine smell like that? The truth is, for many seniors, it's not about scrubbing harder or buying stronger sprays. According to the Mayo Clinic, indoor air quality often affects older adults more than they realize because conditions like asthma, allergies, or COPD are more common in old age. But here's the hopeful part. A home can feel peaceful and welcoming through the small choices we repeat daily. These aren't exhausting chores, they are little shifts, simple habits anyone can practice that protect our senior wellness, lift our spirits, and keep our homes spotlessly clean. And today, I'd want to walk you through 8 of these habits. Simple, practical, and gentle on your knees and back. Some of these may surprise you. Some may even make you smile and say, "Well, I've never thought of that." Before we dive in, if you enjoy senior health tips, wise stories, and practical advice for life after 60, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Golden Aging Health. It helps us grow this caring community, and you'll never miss new ways to make your everyday life easier and healthier. Let's start with the first habit, one that clears the air, literally, before hidden problems can begin.
Habit number 1. Open windows weekly. Refresh the air. Sometimes the simplest actions are the most powerful. What if I told you that just 10 minutes of fresh air could lower the risk of respiratory illness in older adults? According to the Environmental Protection Agency, indoor air can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air, even in cities. For seniors, those trapped particles like cooking odors, pet dander, and invisible mold spores can irritate lungs and worsen conditions such as asthma and COPD, as noted by the National Institute on Aging. I remember my friend Helen, a 69-year-old retired teacher. She used to complain that her living room always felt stuffy, no matter how often she cleaned. Her doctor suggested simply opening her windows once a week, even during cooler months, to circulate air. She added a small fan to help push old odors out and draw clean air in. Within weeks, she told me she felt like her home took a deep breath and her nighttime coughing eased noticeably. The beauty of this habit is that it doesn't require scrubbing or bending. 10 minutes once a week, open every window you can. If possible, switch on a fan to create a cross breeze. Think of it as pressing a reset button for your entire house. Fresh air clears more than dust. It lifts the spirit, sharpens the mind, and renews the energy of a home. And once you feel that difference, you will never want to skip it again. Now, while fresh air resets the whole house, the next habit focuses on something much smaller, just one drawer at a time, that can change how you feel about your space.
Habit number 2. One drawer reset. Keep chaos away. Clutter doesn't always start with an entire room. It often begins with a single drawer. How many of us have that one messy spot where old receipts, batteries, and random odds and ends pile up? The surprising truth is that even a small patch of disorder can send subtle signals of stress to the brain. A study from Princeton University's Neuroscience Institute found that clutter competes for attention, making it harder for us to focus and even raising feelings of anxiety. That's why I love what I call the one-drawer reset. Instead of overwhelming yourself with a whole house project, choose just one small area each week. It could be a bedside drawer, a shelf in the pantry, or that little corner table where papers always seem to stack up. Spend 10 minutes clearing it, wiping it down, and organizing what stays. The power of this habit is in the ripple effect. That one neat, ordered space creates a sense of control that spreads through the rest of the home. It's not about perfection. It's about proving to yourself that you can bring order to chaos, even in tiny steps. Here's a tip. Set a timer for 10 minutes, put on a favorite song, and let it feel more like a fun break than a chore. And let me ask you, do you already have a trouble drawer in your home that could use a reset? Share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear which spot you'll start with. Once clutter is under control, the next habit is all about what your eyes notice first. Those little shiny details, they create the illusion of a spotless home.
Habit number 3. 5-minute shine. Clean what eyes catch first. First impressions matter, even inside our own homes. When you walk into a room, your eyes don't scan every corner. They land on a few key spots: shiny handles, light switches, mirrors. If those are smudged or sticky, the entire space feels unclean, even if the rest is spotless. Science supports this idea. Researchers at the University of Arizona found that frequently touched surfaces like door handles and switches can harbor hundreds of bacterial colonies. While most are harmless, some may aggravate allergies or spread colds. For seniors with weaker immune defenses, keeping these hot spots clean isn't more than cosmetic, it's protective. I remember my cousin Daniel, now 71, who runs a small book club at his home. He once admitted that he felt embarrassed when guests noticed fingerprints on his microwave and smudges on his fridge handle. He started a 5-minute weekly habit, taking a damp cloth and wiping only the most touched spots in his kitchen and hallway. The result was instant. His guests began complimenting how fresh his home felt, and Daniel himself said he no longer felt anxious before gatherings. You don't need hours to make your house shine. Just 5 minutes a week focused on those highly visible, high-touch areas creates a powerful illusion of overall cleanliness. It's like the hotel trick. Why do hotel rooms feel so immaculate? Because the first things you see always sparkle. Now that we've brightened the little details our eyes notice, let's turn to something softer. Fabrics and cushions that quietly hold on to odors and can change the entire mood of your space.
Habit number 4. Soft sweep. Refresh fabrics. When was the last time your pillows or curtains actually got a breath of fresh air? We often vacuum the floor and wipe counters, but fabrics quietly collect the deepest smells. Pets, cooking oil, even dampness after a rainy day. Over time, those soft items become invisible sponges, holding on to odors that sprays can never fully cover. That's why I call this step the soft sweep. Once a week, take just a few minutes to shake cushions outside, hang blankets in the sun, or wash one small fabric item like pillowcases or hand towels. If you enjoy it, you can even use a light fabric spray with a gentle scent. Think of it as giving your home textiles a quick reset, the same way we stretch our muscles to feel lighter. The result is immediate. Air feels fresher, rooms smell brighter, and your body senses a cleaner environment without heavy effort. Sunlight itself is a natural purifier, and even 15 minutes outdoors can transform the way your fabrics feel. Now here's where I'd love to hear from you. Do you already have a favorite routine for refreshing fabrics? Or maybe a secret family trick you've used for years? Share it in the comments. Your advice might just inspire another senior to try something new. Fabrics may hold hidden odors, but the biggest shift often comes from how we look at our home. That brings me to the final habit, one that changes perspective and makes you fall in love with your space all over again.
Habit number 5. Guest illusion. See home with fresh eyes. I'll never forget my neighbor Clara, who is now 74. One afternoon, she told me, "My daughter dropped by unannounced, and suddenly I saw my living room through her eyes. The cluttered mail pile, the streaky mirror, the rumpled cushions, it all stood out." That moment embarrassed her, but it also changed how she cared for her space. She decided to pretend once a week that a special guest might visit the next day. This little mental trick is powerful. When you imagine a company arriving, you notice details that your own eyes have grown blind to over time. A dusty lamp, a towel that's been hanging too long, or shoes scattered near the door. They suddenly matter. And the best part? Fixing them takes only minutes. Here's how to do it. Once a week, walk through your home slowly, as if you were a guest. Start at the entryway, then move room by room. Pick 3 quick actions, maybe wiping a mirror, folding cushions, replacing a hand towel, or tossing out old papers. Open a window while you're at it. You don't need to scrub or reorganize everything. Just touch up the most visible spots. Clara swears this habit restored her pride and joy in her home. She says, "It feels like I'm welcoming myself into a place I love." That's the gift of the guest illusion. It doesn't just freshen your house, it refreshes how you feel living in it. Now that we've walked through all 5 habits, let's bring everything together and see how these small steps add up to a home that feels healthier, calmer, and full of peace.
So, there you have it, 5 little habits that make a world of difference. Opening windows once a week refreshes the air and protects your lungs. Tackling just one drawer at a time keeps clutter from stealing your peace of mind. Giving 5 minutes of shine to the most touched spots creates the illusion of a sparkling home. Refreshing fabrics clears away stubborn odors and lifts your spirits. And finally, seeing your home through a guest's eyes helps you rediscover pride and joy in your space. Notice how none of these require heavy scrubbing, bending, or hours of energy. Each is short, gentle, and doable at any age. Together, they add up to more than a clean home. They create a space that supports your senior wellness, nurtures your mood, and welcomes both you and those you love. The National Institute on Aging reminds us that maintaining a healthy living environment is one of the cornerstones of aging gracefully. And these habits, while small, reflect the deeper elderly wisdom we carry. That life's biggest changes come from little, consistent steps. So I encourage you to try just one of these habits this week. See how it feels, notice the difference, and share your experience with us in the comments. Your story may encourage another senior or family caregiver who is looking for hope and inspiration. Thank you for joining me here at Golden Aging Health. If you found these senior health tips helpful, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might need a fresher, calmer home today.